So tonight we're going to educate you on the 4 different types of new construction property that you can buy and where there may be some opportunities for you. So the very first type is absolutely from scratch, and that is where you have a piece of raw land, you're building a house on it, and quite often people think, I'm just going to come in, get a price from a builder and just lowball them. That is the incorrect approach. The way you have to look at it is there is going to be a hard cost of building that product. There's a hard cost for the land, there's a hard cost for the materials, and quite often if you work with the builder and you're very transparent and you make it a seamless process, that's where you're going to get the advantage, and understanding where you can actually get money back on upgrades, or kind of what that window is where the builder's still making enough money that it makes a whole lot of sense for them to do the job and you're still getting a great product. But the big thing you need to realize is there are so many steps throughout that process that if you're not educated in them, you can just make assumptions and make it really stressful and a difficult process for the builder. So that's where, again, understanding the process really gives you the biggest advantage. The second would be a spec home, and that's what we see a lot of in our market, where the builders have a whole pile of lots. Maybe they're building 3 or 4 at a time, or they're building 1 at a time, and they're getting a professional designer to design that home. It's a good product because the professional designer sees a lot more trends and understands what other buyers are looking for. So quite often it saves you, the buyer, from taking too long to make lighting selections and everything else, and all the headaches that can come along with building new home construction. If you have the right team, it can be much more enjoyable and you get a much better product. So understand that portion of it. If they're sitting on spec home inventory for a long time, quite often we'll go in and get really good deals on that product because we know what the product's actually worth. Builders don't really tend to discount product. So if you can help them by offloading some of their inventory, or you do a certain number of transactions with them, they're more apt to give you a better deal for your buyers. But again, that has to do with the builder-agent relationship or understanding the situation that the builder's in. The third would essentially be a bust sale. So somebody else bought a house, they did all their selections. Let's pretend it is the ugliest selections on the face of the earth, a purple countertop, a pink wall, whatever it looks like. And the builder knows, oh man, I'm going to finish up this product. It's going to sit on the market for a year. There's a great opportunity for you. So more often than not in real estate, you walk into the ugly duckling, that ends up being one of the best deals you've ever done. Some of the ugliest listings you've ever walked into have made some of our clients the most money because they're able to look past, just what they see when they walk in. And the builders can appreciate that. So understanding and having, again, a good transparent relationship, maybe you can get more than you thought you could in that situation. The very last product type is pre-construction. And I actually have one for you that we're about to launch. So I'm going to do 2 things here. I'm going to give you first access to a project and explain the process. So again, if a builder comes in and has a phased-in development, let's look at Port Landings in Port Stanley. Domus Developments, our partners, are doing it. It's going to be an incredible product. They're doing semi-detached homes, they're doing condos, and they're doing single-family homes in various stages. The earlier you get into those projects, the better you do. Even before we had this conversation, I've said for years, you get into phase 1 of a residential development, by the time you get to phase 2, your prices are typically going to go up 5 to 15%. So if you run that number on your home, understanding you got into phase 1, you'll see people buy phase 1, move to phase 2, move to phase 3, go to a new project. People will do that a number of times in, say, a 10-year window, trying to get mortgage free, and that's how they hack the system. So, hope that helps give you some insight into the different types of new construction homes that are out there. At the end of the day, you do want to have a plan of attack. Make sure you understand the inventory that's out there. Last week, we covered how walking into a builder model and thinking going direct is going to save you money, but it might end up costing you money. This time, we wanted to just arm you with that information. Obviously, if you want to use this, great, but I'm not here to sell you anything. I just want to give the entire industry as much information as I can, make it a better climate for builders and for buyers that are out there. So go have fun and head to our Facebook page to see the recent market update to tell you what's happening in the streets.